Easy. Max, when you look through this, first of all, I've got to say that Nick's one of the most impressive CEOs I've met doing this show the last few years. But I wonder what you see when you look through the filing.
So, I mean, obviously we see an exciting name getting a lot of free publicity around the IPOs. They've certainly dealt with that well. I think there are some yellow flags here. We do like the company. Seeing a lot of insider selling is a little bit of a yellow flag, in our opinion. Also, the kind of CEO we have here, he's very exciting, very charismatic, a great leader. Maybe going to have a little more bumps in the road when you get into the sort of quarterly earnings-driven universe of a public company, although we do think he's certainly charismatic. We like the company. We do think the standalone one-trick pony consumer electronics is tricky. We agree 100%. The future, especially to justify valuations pushing up toward and through $4 billion, has to be about monetizing that content. But we have seen a lot of folks, actually everyone plans to monetize their content by giving it away free first, and it is easier said than done.
Is competition important here? I mean, that's been sort of the knock on the company for the longest time, that Sony or someone else is going to eat their lunch, but it hasn't happened.
No, absolutely. And we do see a lot of knockoffs. We see Contour and Delinky. There's a lot of guys coming into the space. They need to be the Apple of the wearable camera. And I think the bigger competition, I think there might be a little bit of a sleight of hand there. I don't think it's the camera guys. I think it's the ever-improvement camera on wearables, the cases, the newer, tougher smartphones. Getting people to buy something else that's a couple $100 and then has an extra step to share is going to be hard in the world of better wearables with cameras and better, more and more rugged smartphones with special cases.
Yeah, interesting indeed that the margins are, so you say the Apple of cameras. I mean, the margins for this business are really terrific. I mean, for any business, it'd be good, but for a consumer electronics company, it's kind of amazing.
Absolutely. Although they have come down now 3 years, year on year in a row, which is a little bit concerning, but they've come down to a still highly elevated level. I mean, nearly kind of a 35+% level, which is A, hard to build, B, hard to sustain. Clearly, there's huge brand power here, but that is the moat, which is why we do think they need to monetize all that content. Otherwise, there really are low barriers to entry. And as powerful as they are now, Apple is the exception, not the rule, in staying able to command real premium to a brand name in the consumer electronics space, which is just kind of a rough lake to swim in there.
Yeah, you know, what do you make of the fact that sales on a year-over-year basis in the first quarter were down, although you saw double-digit gains for every other quarter that we can see the numbers for?
I mean, clearly this is a kind of high-end, gifty type purchase, so we're going to see, and we do see on a look-back basis, Q1 is usually a little bit weak. That being said, year-over-year it was also weak. They do claim, and they have made an explanation, that this is about a supply kind of breakdown. That does highlight both their investment from Foxconn and their dependence on contract manufacturing. That being said, we do tend to believe them that they'll probably have a catch-up incremental increase in revenue as some of the stuff that broke down in the supply fulfillment pipeline kind of works its way into the market in Q2.
You wonder if they kind of baked in the first quarter as a public company to look so great with a weak quarter going into the offering.
Absolutely. Always a good point. There's some good chance of that. And it is also just does highlight some vulnerability when you're outsourcing about 75% of what you do to various large players.